Welcome to the Operation STRIX podcast, version 2.0. I am your host, Crow. Joining me today is Roski Draftsman.
Hello.
Cool Blue Rays.
Hello.
And Sid.
Hiya.
Hiya. We're back. Chapter
Everybody
130.
is Kung Fu fighting.
One. Yes, 131.
Ding, 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 ding.
Guys, Blue, specifically, we're fucking psychic, yo. We're fucking goddamn psychic,
I'm so
yo.
happy. I was so fucking happy about this chapter.
You fucking called it, bro. Like,
Sometimes Blue just is able to call things, man.
yeah.
Yeah.
To be fair, I called this
autism
one.
and the predictiveness of
It's the artism.
Yeah.
We're so
I mean,
artistic.
we were on the money.
We called it, bro. Yuri.
we know story beats.
Yeah. We know Endo at this point. We know how to pocket
At this point, I'm
We're
not
like
surprised.
disciples of the cult of Endo.
the cult of Endo.
Oh,
Okay.
giant
Nope.
car revving. Great. Anyway, let's just ignore that.
He's pulling donuts because he's excited that
Yuri wasn't dragged.
Yuri was fucking. Yuri was a goat. This episode, this chapter, like I will give it to him.
that
There
is
was
not a
a
sentence
lot
we
of
say
points
usually.
that we're gonna discuss that did surprise me, like very pleasantly surprised me with Yuri's character this time.
Yeah.
I'm sure it's just gonna be like a one-off thing, but I was like, oh, okay. Look at that, like a
Nice.
little bit, just a little hint. There's a little bit of growth here, like a little bit of like
Gross.
Yuri's actually opening himself up to like, you know what, maybe I can kind of trust that like Lloyd's the lesser of two evils in this situation.
Yes.
Yeah,
my
it's
God.
gonna be so like crazy once like shit hits the fan and Yuri
It's
finds
like,
out
wait!
that Twilight is
I was
Like,
wait,
fucking right.
Actually, Twilight, you
Oh
asked
look,
me
he
what trusted
almost
you.
got it that one time.
He's like, son of a bitch.
He's like that meme where it's like the dude who's like, they got us in the first half, I'm not gonna lie.
with Yuri, it's like this, like fucking like second half. I don't even know, but
They got us in the 100th time, not gonna lie.
exactly. Yeah, it's really gonna sting. Where he's like, God damn, I was right, you son of a bitch. Yeah.
I
But,
know, it's fucking gut instinct. It's always funny when like the stupidest, most cartoonishly hateful characters, like the hospital director also called it. I mean, he was very vain about it, so it didn't come up. It didn't actually get revealed, but it's very funny how Endo plays it. It's like the more someone like just purely hates Lloyd for the most pettiest reasons possible, they're like right on the money, but because their motivation is such bullshit, it never actually pans out to being anything.
Eh, I
You
mean,
know, the worst person you know has made a good point.
No, yeah. I was thinking about that, and I was thinking that at some point, like the hijackers here, Yuri might run into the beautiful paradox of the incompetent swordsman. Yeah, like
Okay, go on.
no, there's this.
Incompetent swords-
I mean, there's a phrase that I don't recall who said it, coined it. It was like, the best swordsman in the world does not fear the second best. He fears the worst because there's no telling what that idiot is gonna do.
Okay, that's a good point.
Okay, so like I said, we called it. He's like, my sister's gonna have a kiss scene. Y'all can't do that, and they're just like, it's gonna fucking happen whether you like it or not. So then he's like, okay, well then put in Lloyd Forger, and Lloyd and you are both like, fucking,
Like, what?
excuse me, what?
I was right there with them. I was like, what? Like, Yuri's actually suggesting they use Lloyd because he genuinely would prefer it. And I'm like, oh my god, he's actually using fucking sound logic here. This is incredible for Yuri's character.
Yeah,
This is the first time he's ever
Yeah. How far we've
demonstrated that
come.
he has that capability.
Yeah. And we
I
had said
mean-
last episode that there was like, it was like a 10% chance that was gonna happen, but I'm shocked that it actually did happen. But
I
I'm
can
not
defend
complaining.
him.
I mean, what else was he gonna do? Like,
Probably some stupid Yuri
That's why.
shit.
I mean, there was no other option. He's like, well, I guess if you a gun to my head,
Mhm.
I guess she should probably kiss her husband instead of a stranger. It's It's the option between like, like,
Because he saw how uncomfortable she was, right?
yeah, it's like you pick a knife or you pick a gun. Like, which one's gonna like not kill you as much? The knife, probably, maybe.
Yeah. Uh,
But
I'm not gonna
anyway,
get into the
like,
details of that, but
I knew you were gonna have some kind of like, oh well, actually, it's like, Rusky, you know what? Just mute yourself. Just mute yourself.
no, I was just thinking because I've seen wounds from both, so I'm like,
I see. I'm just using a metaphor, man, to make a
no,
point.
yeah, no, but
No.
no, I get you. It's just like it's just like in this case, there really was no
you
good
know the
option
term,
for
don't
Yuri.
bring a knife to a gunfight or something.
Don't bring Lloyd Forger to a gunfight, because then he'll stand in between his wife and you.
That's fucking right. Let's
And
go.
Fucking.
Sorry.
I was so excited about that too. No, you're valid.
Appropriate response. Appropriate response.
Don't point that gun at my wife. I'm like,
Yo, he got the
yeah.
He got the spirit.
Twilight eyes.
Encore.
I mean,
Let's fucking go.
The Twilight
It's
glare,
I
man.
feel like a sports fan. Like, is this what sports fans feel like when their team wins? It's like,
Oh
yeah.
yeah. Oh yeah.
Exactly.
Oh yeah.
it's close.
He had the
I know,
Twilight eyes. Oh my god.
It gave us everything we'd been hoping for.
Mm-hmm.
I swear to God, like, all of it came true in this one chapter, which I was genuinely like, oh my God, like, they really packed it in with like the character growth moments, the chisme, the josei shoujo romance of it all. It was like, oh my God, they pumped it up to like the 1000th degree.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, it was so good, man. Oh my God, I was so happy about this chapter.
I can tell.
I love the hype coming from you.
I can tell.
I love it.
I just see the same panels used over and over on Twitter. I'm like, yep, we all feel the same. Yep.
Yeah, like
we're all really happy.
I've seen some complaints, but you know.
I saw some people complaining like, oh, but there was no kiss. Fuck you guys, dude. Like, this
you really
is better
expect
than a kiss
right now?
than a forced kiss, because that's the problem here, and it's actually one of the things that the story draws attention to. Like, they are being held at gunpoint, so Yor kisses a guy. Like, even if she kissed Lloyd, it would have been very uncomfortable, very.
Oh yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
Very,
like,
it's not a good situation to have your first kiss with somebody.
I ranted about it in the discussion when we were talking about this earlier in the morning, and I didn't even know where it came from, but I was like just talking about, like, there's something to be said about the fact that I don't know. I was just getting like real feminist about this shit. About like, yeah, it really sucks how women kind of get forced into positions of they kind of have to fake affection, and like they feel like they can use women to do that kind of thing, like literally using them as like props and stuff. And then I'm like, hey, you're not real. It's like women are people too. And I don't know. I was thinking about that. I was like kind of talking about that, and I don't know. I was like making a point to say like how it was a little funny that Endo had to remind the characters and the readers for a second that this isn't just some silly adventure. This is these people have guns to their heads, and if they criticize and tell them they don't want to do it, they tell them like, I don't care what you want. I don't care that she's married. She's going to fulfill the scene we want. And it's like they have no choice in it. And even though it's not the worst thing to be asked to do, clearly not, in a much darker series, in a much different setting, it could have been a lot worse than just kissing a guy for a scene.
I don't know why you're thinking of Perfect Blue, but
yeah, I actually was. We hive mind there. I was literally thinking about like, obviously it's never going to be to that degree in Spike's Family, but I was like, there's a little bit of uncomfortableness where you're like, yeah, there's like this definite sense of like, she's just to all of their knowledge, she's just a civilian. She's just, she's a regular person. She's an office worker, a mom, a wife, and she's being put in a situation where now she has to randomly kiss another actor when she herself is not an actor and is not used to like The idea of just like
No,
kissing people professionally for like entertainment
yeah.
reasons, and that's a very different. It's very like I got to speak to myself personally as someone who was like kissed against my will and cried afterwards. It's a horrible feeling to be put in a position where you're being like told or like you're expected to kiss someone you don't really care about and you don't really want to kiss because we
Yeah,
need you to do that or we want you to do that, and it really doesn't matter what you want. It doesn't. We don't fucking care about who you are. What, and it's like there is
no.
something to be said about just like that lack of like that just lack of I think consideration
Yeah.
for yours
Well,
feelings. And I
No,
was also making this
I do agree.
I was also making this point too. This isn't per se about like the arc right now, but it was just I made a comment about how I noticed that in Spike's family I've noticed, and this isn't like a criticism like in a bad way, but I have realized and recognized that a lot of the villains we get are usually like men, or they're like organizations with a majority of men and maybe like one or two women added in, right? And I think that has more to say about just the fact that, yeah, in a more, in like kind of a more realistic sense, men are probably most likely going to be the ones who are making these kind of terribly violent, extremist kind of moves.
100%.
Yeah,
And
like, no,
and
yeah, of
like
course.
I made a point to say it's very funny because the only woman I can think of who does like run things is Sylvia. She's the only level-headed leader who just happens to also be a woman and is fighting for a really good cause. And I just wanted to point that out and say I think Endo might be saying a little something there. That even I hadn't really picked up on
I
until
mean, I
we were
wonder if
talking.
it's. I wonder if that choice in particular at large is intentional, but the fact that he drew attention to yours discomfort is very intentional because
Yes.
Yes,
this
because
is
she's like fucking
probably.
trembling, and
Yeah,
she's
this
never
is
looked that
probably
scared
the
before.
most scared we have seen her yet. And that's because
Yeah,
even though she's used to very violent situations, very dark situations, there's something different about this.
oh,
Because
Yeah.
absolutely,
the entire
absolutely.
aspect about the fact that she is being forced to a situation of intimacy against her will, even if it's just a peck on the lips or something like that,
Yeah.
it is very it's basically an attempt against her autonomy, and she feels very very wronged by it. And
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
not something Yor usually has had to, I think, deal with like that. Like she's never really been in a position where, because of her gender, well, actually, no. I'm taking that back. I'm taking that back right now because I just realized. No, in fact, her gender has put her in a lot of compromising positions of having to like. She had to get fake married to avoid potentially getting reported as a spy because she's 27 and unmarried. What a fucking scandal! Which is so funny because I'm literally turning 27 this year and I am definitely not getting married. So I don't fucking know. Y'all
I
can
mean,
arrest me
I
for that,
turned
I guess.
28, so
And
You're old.
picturing it even now, just knowing that that was a conversation that was happening in the story, and
it's messed up.
knowing it's so messed up. And I actually just remembered right now. I know this has not been talked about, obviously, like since basically yours introduction chapter, but I completely forgot about the fact that during the party, Camilla like tells Lloyd and everyone else at that party that you're supposedly, well, it's heavily implied that she did sex work before becoming an office worker.
yeah,
That's
antagonizing
something
her.
that she like just spout out to everyone, and Lloyd obviously never batted an eye, didn't give a shit about it. There was no like weird discussion about it or like a question about her character like that. And I don't know if it's because Endo just low key he just kind of forgot he threw that in there, to be
100%.
fair.
I mean, there's a good
100%
chance,
Or if
it
but
it's supposed to be like, oh, it's just in Lloyd's character understand. I know what it's like to have to like go through the physicalities of
Yeah.
sex and relationships and intimacy, but obviously it's very different than actually, choosing that versus like having to be in a position where like gun to your head you have to do it because he doesn't technically know that it's her first kiss. They've never talked about that before. But regardless of that, all he cares about, and I have to give a big round of applause to Endo for just giving us beautiful, another beautiful Lloyd shot in the manga, you know, one of those great scenes where he's just like, he's got the calculated look in his eyes, and it's a little unreadable, but you just know he's thinking, I gotta find a way to get Yor out of this. Like, I don't give a shit if this falls back on me. I don't give a shit what they do, but they're not going to make Yor do this because she doesn't want to do this. And that's all he fucking cares about. And I love that.
I
That's
love
like
that panel.
That's my favorite part of this manga, was seeing Endo take the time to show us Lloyd knows he can't let this happen because Yor doesn't want this to happen. He would
Yeah.
respect her decision no matter what, but if she doesn't want it, he's not going to allow it to happen. Like, he's not going to stand by and tell them, well, you know, Yor, like, it's just, you know, he's not going to
It's
sit here and
just-
like try to convince her you have to do this. Like, no, he's just going to find another way. He will make it possible no matter how hard it seems. And I'm just like, thank you so much. I'm just like, thank you so much. Oh my god, like,
And people
it
are
brings
saying
me
that
so
he's not
joy.
getting any development at all, and I'm like,
Y'all are
these subtle
crazy
little.
for saying that. This man
like-
was
this is like a
talking
little
in the
subtle
beginning
thing,
of
you
the-
know?
in the beginning of the
Yeah.
series, how he was never going to go out of his way to do anything extra, can't draw attention to himself, and he still risked doing this for your
Yeah.
sake. And I'm just like, fuck
Uh,
you, fuck
I
you.
mean, even in a smaller sense. Okay, not to detract from that because yeah, that's probably the highlight of the episode, the chapter. But one thing that I still appreciate is that the extension of the keys being something that you have to do willingly. I mean, was
Yeah.
by extension also extended to Yuri because yeah, it's a big deal for you narratively, but Yuri is still not into it, and the punchline because in many lesser comedy series, the punchline is oh the guy ended doing the kiss, like no, like they've had to find a completely other way because like
I know. I
you
was
know what?
actually expecting that Yuri might actually just lock lips with this guy.
Absolutely not.
For your
But yeah,
sake.
but
It
he-
was
but-
so, it was so
No.
funny. He's like, don't touch me, or we'll have you executed.
yeah, and like
Unhand
oh,
me.
and the funniest part is that the public like oh. We now like the guy more because he's a gentleman. And like, wait, what?
And he's
What
like
kind
actually
of
trying to
romance?
take his time instead of force. It's like, oh, like I
Almost
was like,
like
thank you for the audience for caring about that shit, because you know a lot of there's been a lot of media, there was a lot of rom-coms, a lot of movies that do that kind of like the sudden kiss between a character because one of them really cares and they don't know how the other person feels kind of thing, and
Yeah, it's like
usually it's supposed to be, it's magical, it's so spontaneous and wonderful, and it's like that might work sometimes in the movies, but in real life
it is.
it's really
No, yeah, it's one of
usually-
those.
yeah.
I mean, it's one of those tropes where you kind of have to suspend your disbelief
They
extra
gotta let
hard
that
because
shit die.
yeah,
I
because
mean, I
no,
don't feel like I've seen it.
I'm not advocating for it. I'm just saying like
Yeah, I know. I'm just saying, like they need to make it the surprise kiss. They need to make it die. Yeah.
And I do want to go back to the whole your trembling thing.
Mhm.
Not to, well, just back when I first started writing fan fiction for Spy Family, one of the first chapters that I wrote was about your getting propositioned by some stranger, and like Lloyd wasn't there. And one of the things that I was uncomfortable with at the time, but like after people kind of gave me some feedback and stuff, I realized it was the right call. But it was like, Yor is a badass. Yor handles everything physically. She is strong. She's physically smart. She can handle herself,
Mhm.
in most situations. But when it comes to things like this, like love, and especially things that she's not familiar with, like intimacy and stuff like that, the way I had her was like she shut down and like didn't know how to handle herself and was like became very cloistered. And when I read this, it like pretty much played out how it played out in my head at
Mhm.
that
Mhm.
moment. And like the same thing with Lloyd coming in between them and like being a husband for one. But I just find it fascinating that Endo did point that out specifically of like that, like what Roski said, this is the first time we've seen her like actually scared, and so there's
Yeah.
nothing she can do about it. She can't she can't handle this physically like she always does, and that's all she knows.
Yeah,
So
no,
like
it's a
she
new kind of powerlessness
mhm,
that she has never had to like face before.
mhm,
And it definitely goes to show that obviously in a lot of ways, like we know we've talked about how like Yuri is stunted, but Yor is also kind of stunted, obviously.
mhm.
You know, socially, she's never really been able to have those normal experiences where like maybe she could have had her first love, her first crush, her first kiss at, you know, an age appropriate time in her life when it would have been great to have been able to experiment and try
Experiment.
those things out with someone else who was also inexperienced and shy and all that kind of fun stuff, you know? Anyway,
Anyway,
I'll be
back
good being an
to
ant.
back to Yuri not sucking for once. Because yeah,
we completely went off
pleasant
the rails.
surprises with this kid that has been a disappointment a lot of the time.
Yuri actually fucking helped the plot. He was part of the solution, not the problem.
Yep.
Woo!
For once, he has done something right. God bless
Yeah,
him.
like
Yeah,
I totally
He had
did
his
not
moment.
think. I totally did not think it was gonna be like, oh, they were doing a swap with Yuri. I don't know what I was thinking, but I didn't think it was gonna be that. You know, until obviously we saw the. I should have known it wasn't Yor because the face wasn't that scary.
no,
We've
Yep.
seen
I
Yor when
know
she
you
sits
you
up.
can
Her
actually
teeth
tell
weren't as bare that
beforehand.
they should have been.
No, but you
Mhm.
can actually tell beforehand because you can see the character's chin is a little square.
Oh, that's true.
Oh,
Now
I
I'm looking
see
at it.
that now. Yeah,
Yeah, it's actually foreshadowed, and I love it. Being like, oh wait, that looks weird.
very
Oh,
subtle. Very subtle.
Yeah, the jaw looks different. Yeah, I didn't
yeah,
notice that first read. Yeah.
yeah, and I love how Yuri's face is not that it's not scary; it's that it looks weirder because your looks like
Looks a little uncanny.
yeah, it looks a little uncanny when he gets angry.
That and now that I'm looking at it, the neck looks much
Yeah,
more
the neck
muscular.
veins. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, looks thicker. Yeah.
Yeah, the shading on
yeah,
that, but the eyes is what throws me off because Yuri always got these beady little eyes, and so like I don't know, they're not new, they're not your eyes, and they're not Yuri eyes. So
They must
I
be
guess it's just
contacts or something.
yeah, I
maybe.
don't know.
I mean,
Maybe. I don't know.
I mean, Endo can be a little weird with character designs. Like, not bad, just weird and strangely inconsistent at points. Like,
That's true, actually. That's
Yeah,
true.
like her
eh,
eyes. You know what? Her eyes there kind of remind me of the way the assistant draws, where she's like looking down and like she's got the heart or like the badoom, like thinking about Lloyd and stuff like that.
Hmm.
I don't know that something about that drawing makes me think like the
the
assistant did
assistant.
that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, right. That is a very curious panel. But okay, one of those things where you gotta feel very happy for your is
Mm-hmm.
that she like even if it was just a second and it probably wasn't the whole reasoning or even part of the reasoning, we don't know. Uh, but it was how she was humoring the fact that maybe Lloyd was jealous in his
Just a little bit.
protectiveness.
God, just a little
She's
bit,
like,
God.
oh,
This is
Mm.
maybe
begging you.
he doesn't
Endo, please
want
give this to
to
me.
see me kiss another man. And like, oh, good for
I
you.
think
You're like good for appreciating yourself to think that this guy actually might appreciate you. He's
yeah.
too stupid to realize it.
The
I
real
think
reason, yeah.
yeah. I think well, you know what? It's mostly it's like 99% mostly just like he wants to protect her, obviously. Like he doesn't he thinks yours is a civilian and obviously he doesn't want his quote unquote fake wife to get a gun put to her face or anything like that. But like he said, it's like 1%. 1% of that is like he sees her trembling and like knows everything about Yor and everything that's going on. And he's like, all right, I don't like this. And then like Twilight mode kicks in. But There's just a hint of it. I know there has to be. Endo,
No,
give
I
this
mean
to me.
there is
I
because
believe.
I believe.
no no I am perfect. I am very confident there is like usually these moments deviate into inner monologue to clarify, or you have the
Yeah,
to indicate he's thinking, but he was just like, no, this is not gonna happen. Like
yeah,
it
Yeah,
was
yeah.
more instinctual on his
yeah.
end. Like
Because
Yes,
he
we had talked
probably
about
doesn't
it.
realize how much he's actually caring, but
Yeah,
I
because
do
we
think
had
it's
talked
very
about
clear
it
he
this
cares.
morning. Yeah, we had talked about it this morning of like, or I think Blue, you brought it up, was like that. Okay, the first face, the first close up where he's glaring at them, very
hmm
much Twilight like intimidation. But then when they came to that one where like she's like grabbing him and like he looks back, I couldn't pin down that face. And like usually I'm pretty good at calling Lloyd's faces and like knowing what he's thinking, but like at that moment, I think it like Rusky, I think it's what you're saying is just like, okay, that's just like base, like pissed off. Like that's not even like Twilight
Yeah.
intimidation mode. That's just like, okay, like I'm
I
about to do
think
something. Like
I truly believe that that face was saying he is he's determined. He's like, I don't care what it takes. I'm not letting them make your do anything she doesn't want to do.
yeah.
She's not going to be in that position. He's not going to allow it, like point blank.
Mm-hmm.
And I think like no matter what it came out of it, he would have just been like, I have no regrets. I don't care if they would have caught me or not. I don't care if like it all went downhill. As long as Yor
Mm-hmm.
didn't have to end up doing it, I don't give a shit what the consequences were. That's what that look told me
Yeah.
Yeah.
personally.
Like honestly, that like what you're saying, like now that you put it like that, that's definitely the look of like, okay, either this works or I'm killing everybody in this fucking room. Like
Oh yeah. Like
Yeah.
I really do feel like, and I think it's such a, I know like Endo is very good at adding strange bits of subtlety. Like Lloyd's had a lot of panels where his face will make these kind of like kind of almost not deadpan, but there's very thoughtful expressions. Sometimes they're a bit more melancholic, sometimes they're a bit more like serious, threatening, even
Yeah.
angry,
Yeah.
or even like maybe a little bit of joy there in some
Oh
regards. It
yeah.
depends. It certainly
Yeah.
depends.
No, yeah.
But the way like his face is angled, the way there are like little marks under his like eyes where it's just showing like he's kind of like just a little bit, just like a little bit of like the skin is like a little bit like kind of like
Wrinkled.
scrunched a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
And just like how kind of lidded his eyes are like. And of course there
Yeah.
is something to be said about just like the shading and just like because like obviously compared to the first panel where he's like saying kindly don't point a gun at my wife, that aura was, that is threatening, that is anger, that is protectiveness, instinctually protectiveness. The second panel is just him deciding I'm gonna do whatever it takes to keep Yor out of this
Yeah.
because she doesn't want to do this, I'm not gonna make her do it. And I feel like I don't really know. I'm just inferring on Lloyd's character and like kind of the things the fandom has come up with,
You know
where
Yeah.
you know there have been talks about how obviously Lloyd, he's a spy. He does every mission he's given with 100% accuracy, success, whatever you want to call it, right? Like
Mhm.
no matter what it is, no matter what he has to do, he's always done it because he's
Yeah.
always, had a goal
Yeah.
in mind for it. And he doesn't
Yep.
care how painful it is, how awkward it is, how like much fucking like sex he has to get put out or whatever. Like, he doesn't.
Whore
I
himself
mean,
out
we really
for
don't
the
touch on it a
mission.
lot, but we know
No.
canonically that he has like put out
Yeah.
a lot.
No, yeah. That
I'm
When you
just
put it
saying.
like that.
I'm just saying that I feel like there's a part of him deep down that knows like what he's seeing with Yor is like maybe some of the feelings he used to have when he started out with this shit that he had to bury for forever
Yeah.
ago. And
Yeah.
he's not gonna make Yor have to swallow her uncomfortable feelings and swallow her her nervousness, her fear about this sense of intimacy that she's not ready for or definitely doesn't want to do with a stranger of all people. Like he's not gonna put her through that because he's been through that and he hates it.
Yeah.
Or I don't know if he hates it, but
Yeah.
obviously he has no feelings on it. Like there's no
I
gratification
suspect
to
he
him.
hates it. Like,
Okay.
It's just
I mean,
work. there is no passion, there is no love, because it's simply just work. It would be no, it's like so asexual of him because it'd be no different than if he like fucking cleaned a toilet or something. Like it's
I
just work. It's
mean,
not glamorous.
I mean,
Okay,
the
so
fact
I
that he
think-
feels unworthy of happiness tells me that he actually hates it because
Oh,
he
yeah.
knows that
Mm.
he's hurting people with it. So, like,
Fair enough.
yeah.
But,
Fair
like,
enough.
I want to. Okay, I don't know, Blue. You had said something that made me go back and look at those two panels.
Yeah.
I see now because you're talking about like the shading and everything with his face in that second one. But for me, I think the thing is that first panel is only his eyes, because Lloyd's eyes are a character in themselves. Like that's
Yeah.
just like
Mhm.
that's Twilight. The eyes are Twilight. Like every time we see those, it's something going on. He's in spy mode. But with the
Yeah.
second one, the focus is on his face. And now that
Oh.
I've got the context and like everything that you guys have brought up, I now recognize that is pissed off husband face. Because I've had that same fucking face on my face
Mhm.
many
Yeah.
times before.
Yeah.
And
Okay.
That's also what I thought. I'm
I
like,
get it now because that's
Yeah.
because the focus is on him. The focus on the first one is Twilight. Twilight mode activated. Second
yeah, he
one
sees his wife is uncomfortable. Yeah, he's
Redacted
like, I'm gonna do
is
something
like
now.
fed up. Like he's like, all right, I'm
Absolutely.
getting shit done.
He is
I'm getting
absolutely
shit
fed
done.
up with like, you know, he Lloyd, for his credit, he can take a lot of bullshit from people. He will usually swallow the pill, the hard pill of like, people are going to be stupid sometimes. They're going to have crazy things they're throwing at me. He can handle it. And usually he's very graceful, very friendly, you know, smiles, very pleasant, because it makes things go by more smoothly. He's not doing that here. He is not
Right.
smiling. He's not going to give them what they want, even though it could arguably make things go by faster. They'd be out there faster, you know, but he's not that kind of person.
Mhm.
When he cares about people in his life, he puts in a million, billion times worth of effort, you know?
Mhm.
He did that for Anya when he was like, you know, at the school dance and like literally using wires to like maneuver her body around so she'd compete well in that stupid little contest thing they were doing, right? Like he's done shit like that. And I could think of so many other examples. I was gonna bring up, like, you know, he made the whole animation thing with Spy Wars. Obviously,
don't bring that up, please.
yeah, I know, but I just have to say, like,
I wanted that chapter.
it bottled,
It's so
keep it
bad.
bottled.
and of course, there's been like those funny side mission kind of like when they had like the outfits when Lloyd was dressed up and he's like fucking going into the jungle to grab the greatest cocoa beans of all time. When you're just like picked up a powder pack from the grocery store.
Yeah.
It's funny, but it does speak to the fact that Lloyd will go through hell and back for his family, for their happiness, for their safety,
Mhm.
and I love it. I love it so fucking dearly. And yes, this face, the second show of his face, is pissed off husband face. This is a man who will not let anyone tell his wife what to fucking do.
Yeah.
And again, like I
Yeah.
said, like he was willing to risk being caught to do it. Like obviously it's Lloyd. Obviously it wasn't really going to happen because he's much too smart to be caught.
Mhm.
But if there was ever a situation in the future, and I know I'm just predicting here, but if there was ever a situation in the future where it was so clear that if Lloyd risked doing this, it could backfire on him so bad, I know for a fact he still would have done it because it would have kept Anya or Yor safe, or both of
Mhm.
them. I know
And-
it.
And I
I
think
don't know
I think,
how or when,
oh yeah.
but if it ever came down to it, I know he would still do that.
Yeah.
Because that's the kind of person he is.
And I think it also because now I'm thinking about it. I think it's back to the pissed off husband. It doesn't happen all at once. It's a buildup, and like
Yeah.
the first
Yeah.
couple of
Yeah.
the first couple of chapters where it's like, could you not like threaten my
Right?
wife,
Yeah,
please?
I know. It's like,
And then it happened
kinda
again, and like now it happened like a third time. He's like, okay, don't point a
Yeah,
fucking
he's
gun
had
at my
fucking
wife.
enough.
Like, yeah. And then at that
He's
point,
had
he's just like,
fucking enough.
okay, all right, we're doing something about this. Like, and I don't know. Now we got tag team with Yuri. Fucking
Hell
meetup
yeah.
of the century. Like, what is
Hell
happening
yeah.
here?
I never would have predicted in a million years that we would have gotten them having a fist bump.
Okay.
A fucking fist
No,
bump.
I laughed. I laughed at that when I
Oh
saw
god,
it.
with a
Please,
sunset in the
Oh
background.
god, they've made a pact.
What, bro?
They've made a pact.
What?
You have to start this podcast with that scene from Predator. You son of a bitch.
You son of a bitch! Oh god, I'm doing it. Either that or the Step Brothers. Did we just become best friends? Yup.
Yours is a little blush at the end too. Like, oh, fine.
It's
Fine,
like,
guess,
yeah.
I guess.
Damn it!
I
I
guess.
stepped in my
I guess.
brother-in-law.
Okay.
And there's got to be something said here about the fact that Lloyd finally got Yuri to somewhat like begrudgingly respect him because he was being completely 100% honest about himself when it comes to being Yor's partner. It wasn't him laying thick on the flattery, anything like that. Like I just can't I can't stop gushing about the fact that he didn't use his usual like spy tactics to charm his way out of the situation, because he could have tried. It probably wouldn't have worked very well, but that's that's usually his go-to for these kind of situations.
Yeah,
He can
not on
socially
Yuri.
gracefully skate his way through someone like trying to hurt him or suspect him. He's very good at doing that.
Mhm.
But when it comes to Yor, especially Yor, but in this case Yuri as well, he knows I can't pretend, I can't bullshit my way. I gotta be honest about certain feelings because Yuri and Yor, they respond to that.
Yes,
Even though
yes.
they don't know it. I mean, when it comes to any human being, for the most part, they can tell when you're bullshitting them.
Uh-huh.
Unless you're very good at bullshitting, they can usually tell. And I would think Yor and Yuri would have a much higher degree of understanding for that. Particularly with Yuri, too, because
well-
he is an SSS officer.
Well, I mean, Lloyd has been bullshitting Yor for a while, so I don't know.
Well,
I know, but I still think there's an air of, like, honesty there. There has been, I think, for a long time.
No, I do think he's being honest. I just think that that it's a little like, yeah. I guess it's more obvious because there's nothing that indicates us he's bullshitting here. Because
Yeah.
usually there's something that says, oh no, he's lying through his teeth. And no,
I mean, at
there's
this
nothing.
point, in this point in the story, Lloyd completely gave up the idea that he could like play nice with Yuri, because the last few chapters he was like literally telling this motherfucker like, you need to shut the fuck up. I'm so sick of your ass coming into my goddamn house and like talking shit about me to my wife and child. Like Lloyd
But
was
see-
kind of done. Like I can't charm this guy.
well, that's
but-
the thing with Yuri is that he doesn't respond to words. Even
That's
with
true.
Yor, she tells him
Yeah.
things all the time, and he does not. Not that he doesn't care, but like it does not.
He doesn't
register.
listen.
Like, he doesn't comprehend words. With Yuri, he comprehends action, like
Mhm.
doing physical things, and like the fact that Lloyd jumped in front of the gun and like went through all this trouble to get Yor out. He wasn't talking his way out of it. He was just like, no, I'm gonna do something about this, and Yuri saw that. And like, granted, he still doesn't like Lloyd, but at the same time, he can appreciate that he's actually putting his money where his mouth is. You know what I mean? Like, he's not just
Oh,
like,
yeah,
No,
that
exactly.
is-
Like Yuri actually having the balls to just admit, at least on some level, I was maybe wrong about you. You do care about Yor enough that you are willing to protect her and risk your life for her the same way I would. And he has to respect that because, I mean, in their, with their very tiny family, how many people would Yuri be able to count on to do that for Yor if something were to go wrong? There isn't
Right.
anyone else. It is just him. And for the first time, he feels like Lloyd could actually be another person who will have that same level of devotion. And there is something about that really, I think, has sort of changed Yuri. Hopefully it'll be more of a permanent change and for the better. I'm not really sure, but there is something to be said about the fact that it happened.
it's a
in the
first
first
step.
place.
It's a
Yeah,
first step.
It's a first
Mhm.
step. It only took
a big baby step.
131, but we got there, guys. We got
We got protective Lloyd. We got fucking
I
in-law
don't know
action.
what the fuck was in the food or water when Endo was writing this shit, but he like gave us
Keep
so
giving
much
to it.
like
Keep giving
good.
it to him. Force feed that fucker.
Just wait.
Injected
Just you wait.
But,
Just you
Injected into
wait.
my
He's gonna
veins.
go
much
and
good character
like
stuff.
just
Oh
you
my
wait. It's like, ha! I gave you a volume worth of major developments and TwiYor moments and shit. Now I'm gonna fuck up for 2 months watching idle shit.
You know what? That's fine. I'm honestly okay with that. Endo, you deserve it after giving me this feast.
Yeah,
Just
I
finish
can just
finish
imagine that.
This
Yeah, just finish the art
masterpiece
strong.
of a
That's all I'm
chapter.
asking. Yeah. But I
I
can't even tell you what I think is gonna happen next chapter because it's like if the arc
Absolutely
ended
not.
just here, I'd be cool with that. Like that was like technically everything's been settled. Like I don't know what else they need
I mean
to do.
the like the major compromising part for Yuri is over. Her role
Right.
into the play is over. There just has to be something to wrap up and say, oh, and later the hijackers were captured, or oh, there was a blackout and they kicked their asses, or oh, I don't know, something that wraps things up. And then
only-
Maybe Lloyd and Yor go on a little dinner date after the whole hijacking thing because they're hungry or something. Because I'm pretty sure these people haven't been fed and shit.
Well, before that, I don't think they're gonna let everybody walk out of there. I think as soon as
Yeah.
this is done, they're gonna try to kill everybody. I think that's what's gonna happen, or that's what they're gonna
Well,
try to do.
I think that might be. I think that might be going a little too far there.
No, I
Who
honestly
knows
because
what these people are capable of doing? Honestly, they
they're
seem a
fucking
little
insane.
deranged. Yeah, they seem deranged.
Yeah, and
no,
like
yeah, I mean, they're like there has to be something karmic for them, some
That's true.
comeuppance
Mhm.
for the
'Cause they-
audience. Like,
'cause
oh
they're
yeah,
like-
this guy was like, I don't give a shit that she's your wife. She's gonna do what I do. I was like, yeah, you're gonna regret those words sooner or later. Like, you're gonna so regret those words sooner or later.
Yeah.
By doing
Famous last words.
because
Yeah.
even he's like, I'll have her life if I need it for this show. Like once
Which
this
is
is
crazy
done,
work.
once
Crazy
this is
work. It's like,
done,
what are you
because
gonna
like
do? You gonna film with a dead corpse? Like, what are you talking about?
even when the guy is like, even when the actor is like trying to figure out what to do, he's like, I'll fucking kill you if you change anything. It's like it once they stop being
Once again,
useful.
the power of improv saves the day.
God,
Like once they
yeah.
stop being useful, that's it. And like they know they're not getting out of there. Like the SSS is gonna get in there and like they'd be lucky if they survive that. So they probably just be like, all right, our work is done. Our magnum opus is
YOLO,
complete.
do it for the
All right,
grind.
all of us are dying.
Oh
Drop the
Yeah.
curtain. Like fucking
No,
I can see
and
that.
then it's like at that point it's just like, congratulations, you just upset a lot of people, put a lot of people in danger, and created.
Someone
Guaranteed
someone
lost
shuts
media.
the lights off and Yor goes ham killing everyone.
Yeah, probably.
That's exactly what I'm thinking. Like something is gonna happen
All
that
three of them.
actually keeps Yor or Lloyd or someone leeway to kick these guys' asses and just not leave a trace.
Oh, 100%. It'd be so
No,
cathartic, too.
and then the wrap up is what's gonna be interesting. What is gonna come out of
Mhm.
this? Like,
Like
are
Blue
they
said,
gonna have a
dinner
talk?
date.
Dinner day, come
Dinner
on.
day.
They're gonna be hungry.
just hope
They're
they-
gonna need to go eat, guys.
I hope we do have something because I'm like, people are saying like, oh, we could still have to kiss at the end of this, but I'm like, no.
No.
Y'all missed the,
The thing
point. Y'all
the
missed
thing
the
that I can
fucking
see
point.
happening at this point in time is like
N-
you're giving
No.
Lloyd a kiss on the cheek, but that's about it.
What we got
No,
was
yeah,
so much more valuable.
that's actually what I was
than
suspecting,
a
that there's
kiss
gonna be a
being
kiss on the cheek
thrown in.
or
I can
something
see
like
that.
that.
Like
Like
it's just something a little
like
subtle.
something that
Oh
makes
my god, yours the one to do it?
That's what
Like,
I'm
yeah.
wanting. Yes.
Like, thank you for that. Thank you for doing that for me. And just, like, peck him on the cheek. And, of course, she dies. But, like,
yeah,
I could
boy.
That's,
I
that's
could
her.
see
That's
that.
like it being on her terms instead of like being
Yes!
forced to do
See,
it on
going
TV.
back to what Blue's saying.
Fucking
Boom.
on her fucking terms.
Feminism.
Yeah! Sorry.
Yeah.
God damn.
talking about this shit.
All right.
Luckily, I
Glad
don't
I'm wearing
have
headphones.
downstairs neighbors.
Okay.
But yeah, I think that might.
Okay. Y'all are crazy.
Yeah,
Yeah, I am.
Blue's crazy. But I could
I'm
see
crazy.
that. I could
Hooray.
totally see that.
Hey.
I
If
hope
it ha-
for it. I don't know if we're gonna get it, but like people saying like, "Oh, we want to kiss so bad," but I'm like, at this point in time, no. But I can.
No,
I would like to hope for something on yours terms
Yeah.
Yeah,
to give Lloyd a
You know
little
what?
wakening
If,
up a little bit.
if not a kiss on the cheek, maybe Lloyd gives her a little kiss on the hand or something, just like a little sweet.
yeah.
Little,
It has to
gentleman,
be.
like a little distance there, but like a little something. A little
No,
something.
yeah, no, yeah, but like it's like people. This is what has been one of my. I might go on a rant. I don't care.
No
is-
rants
I would
right
even take
now.
a
We
hug
gotta
at
wrap
this
this
point,
up.
honestly.
No,
Roasty
yeah,
rant
I mean, this
time.
is one of the things that pisses me off about fandom culture because
Yeah, I
people
agree.
seem to
Yeah.
value the kiss itself, like just the act of
Yes.
oh,
Yeah.
let's smack these two motherfuckers together. Like no matter the context, because like guys, there are romances that seldom have a kiss, and they are the most wholesome, fulfilling, satisfying shit you have seen on the screen without a kiss, because the
Yeah.
kiss is just a symbol. Like it
I can
just
Yeah.
100% appreciate that, but I need a motherfucking kiss.
No,
first.
no,
At some point, I need a fucking
no.
kiss.
no. I'm
not
not saying
now.
that I don't want them to kiss, but it's like context matters. What a kiss means matters. So people like,
Yes,
oh
it's
yeah,
too
why
soon
did
for a
they kiss?
kiss right now.
Because it's like, why didn't they kiss? Because
a
they
real
would
kiss.
have been forced to enact something for national TV. You cannot get
Mhm.
more performative than that in a manga that
Yeah.
criticizes performative standards of society. Like
Mhm.
you are
Mhm.
missing
Yeah.
the central theme of the story.
I
Yeah,
Ugh.
I
mean,
agree.
let's not act surprised. These people are still the ones like, let's still have a war in the manga that says war is bad. Like, there are some dumbasses who really do believe that a war in a shonen anime is the greatest goddamn thing that can happen. Like, they won't let that shit go.
Well, I mean, an anime.
I mean,
but,
even
like,
when
not in real
when there
life.
are wars in shonen anime, wars in shonen anime are presented as hellish. Even shonen
Yeah.
authors understand that war sucks ass. Why the fuck don't you
I
blow up the
understand
little?
that, but it's the fans' desire for it that throws me
Yeah.
off.
No, yeah.
Yeah.
At some point, it's
I
like,
understand.
buddy, I understood this when I was 12. You need to
War bad.
grow some
This is
fucking
good. No,
balls
I'm just kidding.
and some fucking reading comprehension.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, I
But-
just like, I don't know, like, there is something to be said about just like when you're the kind of person who does really enjoy a romance, like half of the most of the fun of enjoying a romance is like
The
seeing
build-up.
how much the other person cares for each other. Sometimes
build
without
up.
even like them actively seeing it, but just knowing that in the background
Yeah.
this person cares about you so much that they're willing to risk it all to
No, yeah,
you know, be
that
a
is
good force
that
in
is
your life.
that is what I meant. Like
Yeah.
Mhm.
like
Yeah.
I don't want a kiss. It will be lovely to get a kiss that is earned and satisfied. I was just thinking like not getting into details because you still haven't finished watching that show, and you should.
Oh.
But yeah, Full Metal Alchemist. You know where I'm getting at, Crow.
Yes.
Yes.
The
I've seen
ending,
it
like
too. Yeah.
that is like, oh yes.
Yes, well,
Who's starting to understand? Cause
I know I am. It's really good. I finally get it. I understand the hype. It's well deserved for Full Metal Alchemist. I don't know about Naruto or Bleach or One Piece.
You're gonna hate him.
Or Dragon Ball
You're
Z.
gonna hate him. I know.
Dragon
Yeah.
Ball Z, maybe, but no. But yeah, I think that's all of the theories that we came up with. I think we got a good chance of happening. Peck on the cheek, lights going off, and them going ham.
Dinner day.
Dinner
Yeah.
day.
Yeah.
Okay. I like it. I like all of this. And you know what? Endo, we've been tapped into Endo these past few chapters, so I feel confident at least one of those things is going to happen. But we'll see, I guess. Next chapter is on time, I hope, maybe. Eh.
There has
Yeah,
been a break, so
he
I
seems
would
to be
Yeah,
done
it
with
assume.
the. I
was.
mean, he seems to be done with the volume, which apparently is gonna have Schlag as the cover.
Oh yeah, Donna is gonna be on the cover.
Boy, yeah, I saw that cover. That was an interesting pose.
That was an interesting
It was an
pose,
Slang.
interesting
I
pose.
must
It was
say.
an
So
interesting outfit,
slang.
and it's really funny that the character has been just so recently started to get something other than she likes to punish kids, that the only things that she's
Yeah, she.
hiding are a lot of Tony Truth medals
Mhm.
and a shuriken and a ninja scroll. Like, oh my god.
What I like about her cover actually is the fact that she's actually kind of like she's like all comfy leaning back in that chair, like kind of slumped over, like she's not all fucking perfect posture like everyone else.
She is Schlag. She is chill.
And that
She
the
is
title
boss.
is like, it's not. It's like kind of at an angle,
Yeah.
which it's never been like that before on a cover.
Oh yeah, the title. She did have a little
Yeah,
bit of ninja stuff in the back too, like one little ninja star, I think, or something.
a shuriken, yeah,
Yeah, shuriken.
and a scroll, one of those scrolls they use to keep ninja techniques. Like,
Yes.
yeah, somehow she watched Naruto before Naruto existed. I don't know how she did it, but
That's because
she did.
Naruto is a frame of mind. It is
Oh
not
my
a single
god.
anime. Yeah, but
No.
uh, I think we'll end it with Schlag. Next chapter in 2 weeks, guys. Love the discussion. Love this chapter. Can't wait for more. It's everything we wanted and more.
It
Yeah,
is.
I was very
What?
happy.
Very happy. Definitely surprising with Yuri, but
Oh,
I'll leave it
absolutely.
at that. But in the meantime, we'll go ahead and wrap it up, guys. Thank you so much for listening, everybody. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you all again soon. Bye.
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 We get it.